Good day to all. Welcome to Extreme Recap. Barry Allen rushes to his usual cafeteria to order breakfast at the beginning of the movie. However, he is disappointed to discover that the server has been replaced by someone who is much slower. As he becomes more and more late for work, Barry gets a call from Alfred asking for his assistance in dealing with an attack on Gotham City, orchestrated in a hurry by Bruce Wayne. Barry transforms into the Flash as he dashes into the restroom. He quickly gets ready to leave for Gotham City using his superhuman speed, leaving no time for food or other distractions. As he accelerates, the physical plane around him deforms, demonstrating how the speed force affects this adaptation. When the Flash arrives in Gotham City, he rescues an ambulance driver who was about to fall off a cliff in front of a falling building. In the meantime, Batman pursues criminals who have taken a harmful virus. He asks the Flash to save people from a nearby hospital using his Batmotor. Barry is informed by Alfred while he continues his pursuit that the basement's pipes have burst, resulting in the building's collapse. Barry quickly comes to the realization that Alfred was wrong, despite his initial misgivings. Babies are falling with a nurse on the top floor as the building collapses around him. The Flash uses a stretcher to pick them up one at a time in slow motion and saves them. Barry then meets Batman, who is dealing with criminals who are attempting to flee by blowing up a tanker in front of his Batman motorcycle. Barry also meets the nurse. After injecting himself, Batman is able to hit their vehicle, neutralizing them. The vehicle, on the other hand, deviates and sinks into the water, putting Gotham City in danger with a deadly virus. Batman was saved by Wonder Woman, who arrives with her lasso of truth. And the final criminal. Barry reveals to Wonder Woman his unfortunate truth about being a virgin, while Batman mentions that he developed a strong personality to cope with his parents' deaths. After you've thanked them. The Flash returns to the cafeteria just as they finish serving Wonder Woman as she flies away. Barry is employed as a coroner at the police department. He almost gets fired, but his boss, who knows he has talent, encourages him to keep working. However, he is bullied for being a nerd by two coworkers who harass him. He meets Iris West, a former university classmate who comes to see him at the police department. Because he has feelings for her in the past, Barry becomes anxious around her. Iris asks Barry for his opinion on the matter and reminds Barry that his father's appeal is the next day during their conversation. Barry is of the opinion that his father is not guilty and was framed for the death of his mother. He received an apology message and a flash drive in an envelope from Bruce Wayne. Barry plays the video from the flash drive while they talk about their lives. The video does not show his father's face, so it cannot be used as evidence to exonerate him. Henry, on the other hand, mentions that Barry must attend the appeal. His father suggests that he concentrate on his life rather than the case. I'm depressed. Barry goes back to his childhood home, where his father talks about the things they did as kids. Barry recollects the day his mom was killed and the way in which his dad was outlined for the wrongdoing. Barry reminisces about the day that his mother watched him eat lunch. Additionally, she had misplaced a second tomato can. She requested Henry, her husband, to purchase it once more. Unfortunately, Barry discovered his mother stabbed when Henry returned, hearing his mother's screams. Henry instructs him to dial 911. Additionally, everyone is aware of the remainder of the story. Barry begins to run at a breakneck speed as a result of his father's imprisonment up until this point, briefly interrupting space-time. The Speed Force transports him to a dream world, first time entering chroma space. We witness him running backward, as well as multiple realities and all of his past memories. Surprised, Barry had never been to this location before. When he saves the children, he stops the memory and almost goes back in time. He knows, however, that doing so would alter the entire timeline, so he decides not to change anything. After that, Barry talks to Bruce and tells Bruce that he got to chronospace, where he saw a lot of images from the past and present as well as many realities. Because even slight modifications could have significant repercussions, Bruce warns him against touching it once more. Bruce disagrees with Barry's proposal to reclaim his family and tells him that he should carry on with his life because he has nothing broken inside. Barry uses his Speed Force abilities to fix up his room in time for Iris West to arrive at that exact moment. After that, He vibrates and goes to the kitchen of his neighbor to get some beers from her and give them to his guest. In the discussion, he keeps making a fool of himself. He inquires of Iris if she pursued a degree in criminology or forensics with the intention of attempting to avenge past wrongdoings. On his computer, she says yes. He has a video in which he shows his father not looking at the camera when he went to bring the tomato. So, he comes up with the idea of just putting the tomato in his mother's shopping cart and going back in time. This way, his father won't go back to the store and nobody will die. Everyone would be content. He intends to carry it out alone. He also thanks Iris for the idea he leaves. We are now in chronospace, with the Flash running in reverse, where we see many universes, including Superman played by Henry Cavill. Slowly but surely, he begins to rewind time and travels back in time to the exact moment his mother bought groceries at the supermarket. Barry loads a can of tomatoes into his cart here. He expresses hi to his mom and bids farewell once and for all. Slowly but surely, he begins to travel back in time. Many things have changed there, as we can see. Superheroes were no longer on the agenda. Everything appeared content. We see how Barry's birthdays were celebrated, and up until the time he turned 18, his parents were happy. All of this took place right in front of us, but at that exact moment, something startled when a monstrous purple speedster appeared and struck Barry, trapping him. The portal then shut down. Fortunately, Barry didn't slow down because he broke into an elderly man's house and stole their clothes. He found that his mother was still alive there, but she was a little bit older and wearing glasses. It appeared that everyone was content when his father thanked them for coming home early. They shared lunch with each other. However, there was something Barry did not anticipate. A temporal relic from this timeline arrived at the house, forcing Barry to flee to confront him and inquire about the year. However, the barrier of this universe, which does not yet possess any powers, is unaware of the situation. Later in his room, Barry tries to explain everything that happened and how it cannot be possible that there are two Barrys in the same timeline. He falls unconscious from fright because there is another barrier in front of him. However, the young Barry never gets bored talking. And now our Barry knows why the Justice League can't bear him. He's even going to hit him. I can't leave him unconscious because the young Barry tells him that he has a date today with a girl he loves, Iris West. But before they leave, they notice that everything is cloudy, so Arbor inquires about the day. He understands that lightning will strike in a short time, so the youthful Barry should be in the legal pinnacle before it works out. Since that is the point at which the youthful Barry gets his power. They both vibrate stealthily as they enter the Central Investigation Center. When they get to the top floor, Barry opens the door and tells Barry that he has to be sitting next to the chemicals because lightning will strike him soon. However, the young Barry is unwilling to bear lightning, so when he hears this, he wants to run away. As a result, their struggles begin. However, it is too late because lightning strikes through our Barry at that exact moment, puncturing the young Barry's. Barry and the young man began to regenerate at that time. Since our Barry is aware that it worked, they both attempt to leave the location. Barry makes an effort to employ his vibration method. This time, however, it does not work. He tries to do it alone once more, but he keeps hitting the wall until he tries to run. However, the lightning takes away his powers and the speed force leaves him. They are now with young Barry later in the young Barry's apartment. He hears this from our Barry. His powers were taken by lightning. Without his speed, he now has them. He has no idea how he will return home. Additionally, he will remain stranded here indefinitely. Evidently, the young Barry begins to test his powers throughout the apartment by jumping for joy like a baby. The speed method is used by the young Barry. And it leaves the house at breakneck speed. The shade of the beams is blue. Barry keeps running. He has to stop because we can see that his clothes are on fire and he needs to take them off. As a result, there is a terrible accident in the heart of the city, and the young Barry is forced to take off his clothes and burns himself. In that instant, he is spotted by the police, so he runs super fast back to his house, where our barrier is waiting for him to explain that running too much causes his clothes to burn. Because of this, people are able to move him quickly. However, the young barrier is too preoccupied with his food to pay attention to him until he vibrates and falls naked to his neighbor on the lower floor. Barry, on the other hand, proposes to train the young Barry so that he can enter Cromwell's space and return to his time when the young Barry falls asleep during Barry's class on how to be the Flash. Barry then presents the young Barry with a lightning ring and a special suit. When people start fleeing from nowhere out of fear, things get interesting. As a result, Barry and Barry watch a television show in which Barry discovers that the general has arrived and is demanding Superman be given to him. Our Barry is aware of this as fatality, because Superman doesn't seem to exist in this universe or is still alive. As a result, he explains to Barry the young man about General Zod's plan to create Earth so that they can resurrect their world Krypto. However, they must stop him because this plan will cause billions of deaths. When Zod arrived, that was mentioned by our Barry. There was a boy who saw his father die, and Barry could only save the little boy while his father was crushed by because he had just acquired his powers and was testing a makeshift suit at the exact time Zod began to destroy Metropolis. Barry is sorry for this, but he can now stop everything from happening. He only needs to locate the Justice League's remaining members. When Barry gets to the apartment, he begins his search for Cyborg. Victor Stone, on the other hand, is still a student in this universe, not a cyborg. Additionally, Wonder Woman does not exist. Furthermore, there is no news. There is no information available about Aquaman. Barry comes to the realization that he has made a world devoid of superheroes. However, as soon as he mentions Batman, he realizes that everyone in the room is familiar with him. If he is real, that is, the Bat is a canon event, then, an absolute point in time that transcends all things and is the reason all worlds exist. Barry and Bruce are forced to visit Bruce's house as a result of this revelation. They both begin to call for Bruce as soon as they arrive, but no one appears to respond. The house is vacant. In any case, immediately from the kitchen and in his clothing, an old and resigned Bruce Wayne emerges and continues to beat the hell out of our Barry on the grounds that the youthful Barry evades everything with his powers. He finally gets talking at the end. Our Barry explains that he attempted to alter the past, but upon returning to the present, he discovered that there is another Barry and that the universe has changed there. Barry learns from Bruce Wayne that when he travels back in time, the entire timeline, including the past, is altered. This indicates that this is not his realm. Once more, furthermore, in the event that the timetable changes, a multiverse will be made for certain unavoidable crossing points. Like Batman, who can be found in any universe. Barry mentions that Superman exists in his timeline when General Zod threatens Earth, and Bruce tells them that Superman can also exist in this universe. Our Barry takes the young Barry to the back cave, a little ways from Wayne's mansion, because Bruce won't help. Because Bruce is unwilling to assist. They make use of all of his bad items. While Barry looks for unidentified objects, the young Barry explores the Bat Cave. Which remember the boat for which Superman showed up while investigating the youthful Barry interferes with our Barry. However, our Barry confronts him and refers to him as a child who lacks maturity and cannot take anything seriously. Young Barry responds by stating that he carried out everything he requested without asking questions. But leaves him alone after that. Young Barry, on the other hand, is aware that Bruce Wayne is observing him through the computers. He talks to him and says that even though it's another timeline, the universe always has absolute points in time. Deaths. Bruce Wayne's parents, and Alfred, too. Bruce removes the picture with his parents to check his eyes. An entryway opens, and he gets his Batman. Later, Barry discovers documents indicating that a metahuman with Superman-like characteristics emerged from an unknown ship's impact in Siberia. Michael Keaton's Batman takes them to Siberia when the Batship arrives. Batman helps them get ready for the mission there. As they move through the tunnel, they both look around the base until they discover something in the basement. The Soviets are notified when the young Barry accidentally knocks down a metal bar. Under fire, the two Barrys become trapped, but the young Barry's skills save them. Batman makes his way in and defeats the Russians on his own. They discover the sea to be routine ship, but before they can get in, they have to crack a code, which the young Barry does by trying every possible combination. They find a dying girl inside, not Superman. Our Barry decides to carry her in his arms as they leave, despite Batman's command to leave her. A scientist from Russia tries to shoot them. However, the young Barry saves them after being shot in the knee by his powers. They are shielded by Batman's cape, and he detonates a bomb on the Russians, allowing them to flee. The vessel sinks. However, Batman breaks the lock, allowing them to enter through a duct and continue their escape through the town. They are again trapped, but Batman frees them and moves them to the top of here. Our heroes are held captive by the Russians after the enigmatic girl slips and falls in the snow. However, due to the bullet's indestructibility, this enigmatic woman saves them at that precise moment and literally kills all Soviet soldiers. The girl is unconscious by the time the massacre is over. As a result, they return her to the Batcave. They take the young lady back to the Batcave where she awakens and uncovers that she is Supergirl, the cousin of Superman. She informs them that she and Superman were transported to Earth in distinct capsules in order to survive the destruction of Krypton. However, Superman has never entered this universe. In order to shield Supergirl from the sun's rays, our Barry sends her to the roof. She agrees to help the young Barry fight to protect humans. However, Supergirl responds that billions of people will perish and that their war is not theirs because humans were evil and had held them in the subsoil for a long time. Barry, on the other hand, is determined to recreate the lightning that gave him his powers. Additionally, Batman warns him that he may attempt suicide. Barry is asked by Admin why he prefers to fight in this universe to returning to another world or timeline. Barry informs him that he has long desired to save his mother, who lives here. He is advised by Batman to use his trauma to fight crime, as he did after the deaths of his parents. When Kara reaches General Zod's location after flying over Earth, she observes him conversing with the military. In a massacre that no cryptocurrencies can see, the soldiers are beheaded because they have not brought Superman to him. We witness our Barry enter the chair with all the chemicals prepared, ensuring that he is prepared for the lightning. An entire antenna had been prepared by Batman to follow that lightning. Barry Allen is struck by lightning when Batman activates the electricity, despite how crazy it was. However, it doesn't work, and instead puts him in danger of dying. Barry, on the other hand, keeps asking Bruce to do it, but the machine has failed, ending Barry's life. However, Carr appears and then assists him. We observe the dying Barry rise to the top of the sky, where he mythically causes lightning to strike his body, and carry light there. Barry then goes back to the Batcave, but he is dying. His hand, on the other hand, emits an electric current that quickly begins to regenerate. Batman joins their team after the young Barry redesigned a suit for the Flash. They intervene in the cryptogenic human conflict. The three remain in the middle of the conflict between humans and Kryptonia. General Zod is seen in the distance, so Supergirl goes after him. Be extremely cautious, Zod responds, because this line is crucial and they were waiting for her. The Criteria were preparing to intervene in this war because the human soldiers were being massacred by the Criteria. However, prior to being killed, the young Barry of the blue light receives a cut to the face. He is saved in front by the Flash. In order to bring Krypton back to life, General Zod begins terraforming. She learns from Zod that he told a Criterion boy who was sent to Earth with the key in his blood to revive Krypton. She thinks it's Cow, but Zod tells her that he killed the man who was aboard his ship and killed the boy who had the key. Supergirl's face changes in response to such a revelation, using her thermal vision to strike him once and send him far away. The two Barrys join forces, synchronize their abilities, and begin to slaughter Kryptonia simultaneously. General Zod was apparently defeated by Supergirl, and just as she was about to cancel the terror that was developing, she struck him against the ship. He then fatally stabbed her in the back. Immediately, a machine that is inserted into her chest by his allies to extract the code has arrived. The young Barry attempted to assist her, but he arrived too late. Because she had passed away, it was too late. In addition, when Batman fires at a shield-equipped ship, his ship sustains severe damage immediately, so prior to death. He declares that he will depart, but not alone. He also runs into a Kryptonia ship. The young Barry doesn't want to accept that Batman and Kara died, so he goes back to Flash to tell him that this shouldn't happen. He starts running at a breakneck pace out of fury. The Flash underestimates the rage of a Flash because he believes he is not as quick. As a result, we see them both reach space and time in order to save Batman and Kara. As a result, Flash informs Batman that the ship that he intends to attack has a shield. Instead of attacking, the Bat chooses to target the most powerful Kryptonia, which crashes into his ship. Sadly, Batman is brutally defeated by this beast. He stands up, though, and his head explodes. Despite Flash's arrival, due to Batman's severe injuries and simultaneous death, it is too late. The young Flash tries to help her fight General Zod, but he also has superspeed and knocks her out of the whirlpool, ending her life later. Unable to accept the deaths, young Barry travels back in time to save them. However, each time he fails, he becomes more insane. He hears from our Barry that some problems can't be solved and that it's better to let go. He says that he went back in time to save his mother, but it was the cause of this world's demise. Today, young Barry goes back in time to try to stop the deaths, but our Barry understands that there are some things that can't be changed. Arbery makes an effort to stop him, but the man shows up. It is the sprinter we first saw, who is not real but is just another young Barry with a lot of flaws and a lot of power. Barry is overpowered by the sprinter. Young Barry, on the other hand, returns to assist and discovers that the deformed sprinter is his future self. The sprinter reveals that they are close to solving a problem, and construction begins as all of the multiple realities of the multiverse begin to converge. A picture of Superman from 1980 is shown to us. Garrick, S.J. From Earth. 1 in color, with Nicolas Cage portraying Superman in some universes, and the first 2 Superman and Supergirl films in black and white, turning using the old Flash remnant. He explains that Barry is entirely to blame because our Barrys should have allowed his mother to die to restore normalcy. But he didn't. Additionally, they intend to kill him. Before that takes place, the old remnant of Flash vanishes because the two are the same person, and the young Barry makes a self-sacrifice by taking the blow. Our Barry's sad Barry passes away in his arm, prompting him to take care of it. Our Barry starts to run in reverse to get back to the specific second when his mom was in the general store there. He observes how his previous self loaded the cart with the tomato. However, Barry removes it to guarantee that everything goes according to plan. He approaches his mother while sporting glasses, who has a familiar way of recognizing him. Barry takes advantage of the fact that she is giving him a hug while he is crying to take out the tomato can. He appears to return to the future after saying his goodbyes. Okay. Iris West sent him a message saying that she will see him in court today because his father's trial appeal is happening. After serving many years in prison, Bruce Wayne's technology makes it clear that his father was, in fact, purchasing the tomato cans. Barry testifies in front of the media, jokingly claiming that his father will be released because the tomato cans were flipped upside down. Everything appears content, and he accepts Iris West's date request. But we all know that you can't change the past and expect everything to stay the same. Barry gets a call from Bruce Wayne, who immediately appear in his supercar, but Ben Affleck's Batman is not it. Batman is George Clooney. Turn on notifications, please subscribe for more videos like this, and like the channel to support it. Thank you very much for watching.